Hello, can anybody hear me? Perfect. So, welcome to the F3 here on the Sunday Race League. We are preparing for our trip around Japan. We'll take a quick trip down the driver teams today. We've got Brother Adam and Villas representing Mercedes. Scuderia Ferrari team is made up of Rocky and Raz. We've got Hutchie and NJ Devil in the Aston Martins. We've got Sharif and hopefully someone else will be joining him in McLaren. Let's go to the ones that are full. We've got Gomez Yanta and Lash representing AlphaTauri. TGL Stewart and TJW77 are in the Racing Point team. Pope J. Pope and Wally driving for Haas. And we've got Belly Nater and Cheap Skills driving for the Williams team. I'm going to get up the old driver standings and we'll have a little rundown of where everyone was today. So current. Oh wait, hang on a second. That's the F4 standings. Okay, excellent. So currently leading the way is in first place is Hutchie this weekend, and in second place is NJ Devil. So they're 1 and 2. I'm going to try and type this up as I go through it, so you can have a little look. Oh, I've not got the latest results here. Oh, I've not got the latest results. There we go. Right, sorry everyone. Okay, I've got the latest results now. Hutchie, 79. He's got out in first. And the latest results. We got Rocky in second place with 74 points. And we've got NJ Devil in third with 62 points. Then there's a little bit of a gap. So that's our top three there. Then there's a little bit of a gap back to Belly Nater with 54. And Pope J. Pope tied with him with 54 points. We've got Wally with 45 points. Goth Great with 32 points. Brother Adam with 54 in 8th place. Villas in 9th place with 27. And Coalbase Bullstud has got 26 points. But he was a stand-in driver. So it's really boggy. Oh no, Boggy's not here this weekend. So hopefully our top three drivers will be able to have a good battle out on track. We're looking forward to that. If looks like everyone's starting to ready up, so we will be right with you when the Grand Prix starts. If anyone's looking for some good racing to watch, the F4 race this afternoon was pretty excellent. Even if I do say so myself. A truly stunning drive from the Red Bull team there. And the Red Bull team here look like they're going to be fast again this weekend. So let's hope that we have a good bit of racing. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to do well this weekend. Who is going to be your vote for the victor. So here we are preparing for qualifying. Drivers all setting up their cars. You can get about 3 decent laps of qualifying in. You can do one, got about enough time for one spare lap. To do 2 sets of laps on 1 set of tyres, but you want to try and avoid doing that as much as you can. So we'll go out and see the drivers set sort of sight at times. You want to try and keep it clean, get a score on the board. Mistake I made earlier was not getting an early score on the board successfully. Let's perfect. Right then, let's hop out on track. Our first driver is Bellinator. As we watch him come around and warm up his tyres, getting ready for the race ahead. So currently in 4th place, Bellinator is going to be hoping for a good result this weekend. He and Pope J. Pope tied currently with 54 points, as we said. So could see an exciting battle out unfold between those 2 guys today. As we jump on board with Bellinator as he comes through the last chicane, running round. You want to try and stay wide here to get as good a run as you can down onto the main straight. Drivers keeping nicely out of the way as they're coming out the pit lane, trying to hug tight to that apex, slamming on the brakes and swinging it through the next corner. Nicely controlled coming on the exit there. It's so difficult to get it right. Car trying to kick around, and you see him just run wide there. Oh, and he runs off onto the gravel, and that is not a tidy opening lap from him. So we'll watch NJ Devil, who's on an out lap. Who have we got on a hot lap? We've got Lash coming round through the S section. And can he keep it a little bit tidier than Bellinator could? We can see he does keep it a little bit tidier. So nicely held through that sector there. Then up over the rise. The 50-meter board kept disappearing in the race earlier and qualifying earlier, which makes that corner difficult to judge. We watch Bellinator get out of the way ahead, cut nicely to the apex there, and it's all about getting a good drive off this corner through the through this long curved straight. You know how it's a straight, I don't know, but we wheel into the spoon turn. I don't want to get too high up on the curve because it's going to spin the back end round, but he controls it nicely. Probably not going to be at his fastest run down into 130R. As we said, these are just going to be sighter laps for the drivers early on. And some carbon fibre went flying past the camera there. Not sure who that was from. But we watch Lash come over the start-finish line with a 1:29. TGL Stewart behind him goes quicker with a 1:27.6. Goes Nova Apollo over the line, super quick there. Rocky gets a 1:27.7. So some good opening laps from the drivers. Cheap Skills getting out of the way of TJW as he comes through 130R. Who else have we got coming over the line for hot laps? Had Wally go with a 1:28.9 into 6th place. Villas goes into 8th with a 1:36, so mistake there from both him and Bellinator. TJW hugs close to the wall, tries to get the best run through to the start-finish line. 1:28.5 puts him in 6th place. Let's hop on board Raz, 2 minutes 07, so a big mistake from him there. And we watch Sharif, who set a purple sector through the first sector there. How is he doing on his opening banker lap? Cuts nicely to the inside. Villas has received a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Nova Apollo. and Villas has been disqualified from session for driving the wrong way. So something's happened to Villas there. The game could be very, very harsh, and we can see a couple of drivers actually in that turn. I want to stay on board with you here, but I think it must be Nova Apollo has been caught up in that. Yeah, and it's all, I think, caused the problem for Pope J. Pope, who was trying to set a fast lap as well. And that is just guesswork from little dots on the screen though, guys, so bear with me. Let's watch Sharif as he comes through the final corner, over the start finish line. He goes 8th place. So what have we got going on? We've got Pope J. Pope was definitely the one who got caught up in all of that going on. And his current rival Bellinator is up in 10th place, so see how he can do vis-a-vis the Williams driver. Nicely held through Spoon, and he gets as close as he can to the apex without going up onto the wall, onto the inside curb there, which is really important. Coming down through 130R, we've got a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2 at the moment, and that clears, so I'm not sure what's happening there, as we watch all of the drivers really battling it out. And Pope J. Pope hugs close to the wall, tries to set the best lap he can, and it's 12th place for Pope J. Pope, which will leave him at least, with the very least, of being able to choose what tyres he goes out on. Let's have a look. So everyone will be coming in now. We've just got Dan J. Dannon, who's on an out lap, and NJ Devil right behind him on an out lap as well. Okay, lovely. So let's ride on board with Dan J. Dannon then. As he comes through first corner, hitting the brake there, trying to get in as close as you can, get back on the power as early as you can, and then the car, back end of the car, just trying to kick out all the time, and you can see how the drivers are struggling with it. Such a difficult set of corners. The moment you try to drive really quickly through here, it's just going to punish you. You've just got to be careful and light and delicate. Dan J. Dannon putting his best effort in through those corners, and he's got nicely round. We won't get a direct comparison against other drivers, which would be helpful, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough to challenge the leaders, certainly. As Rocky heads out onto, is on an out lap behind Dan J. Dannon now, so he's going to want to back off a little bit. We've got yellow flags in the sectors as well. Again, as drivers are going slowly, I think, get out of the way of each other. We watch Dan J. Dannon come through the final chicane, hug it close into the wall. What's the best time you can set? It's a 1:31.1, so not a great one. Let's ride on board with NJ Devil now, as he heads through up onto this wonderful, lovely camera shot there, as we see him swoop around, trying to keep the cornering speed up as high as possible, get back on the power as early as possible, but very, very easy to lose the back end there. Dan J. Dannon has dropped out of the session, so just going to start from the back of the grid alongside Villas. Oh, and we watch NJ Devil lose it. Oh, and that's a crash. He's out, retired from the session, and that is a brutal crash there for NJ Devil. So the Red Bull driver is going to start from the back, so that could have big implications in our championship standings, guys. Oh, not ideal for the gut driver in third place, trying to keep up with Hutchie and Rocky. Hutchie only good enough for 7th at the moment, as we ride on board with Rocky. NJ Devil says he hates Japan. Yeah, I think it's one of those, I feel like I've been saying this every week, but it's one of those Marmite circuits, isn't it? You either enjoy the line and can drive through it, or it's just an absolute nightmare to try and do. As we watch Rocky now come down over the line. What's the best time he can set? He goes a new pole there with a 1:27.2, so brilliant lap from Rocky, absolutely storming it. Hi Villas, how you doing, mate? Unlucky. What happened with your situation there? Just a mistake, a lock up. So easy to make an error around here. Let's hop on board with Hutchie as he heads up towards 130R, trying to improve on his lap time. And we've just seen Rocky absolutely storming it for the last few races. Really got into his stride as a driver in this championship. So let's see if Hutchie can challenge him for a top spot this weekend. And he goes second with that, with a 1:27.3. So an excellent drive from the man, the championship leader, and setting us up nicely for a final exciting lap here in the qualifying. Sharif is dropping into the pits. TGL Stewart, can he improve his lap time? How are we doing as we swoop around this long straight? Just an error going into the back of someone. So easy to do. Well, we've seen drivers do it today. Big up to my teammate in the F4 earlier, Mr. Silence, who had an absolutely corking race. Went from 18th to 8th and really did well. Yeah, it's all going to be about those safety cars. I think playing the strategy, playing it by ear is going to be the way to go today. When the moment an early safety car comes, hop onto those hards is what we're going to be seeing. Rocky has been absolutely destroying. Yeah, Rocky, I totally agree, NJ Devil. Rocky has been, last few races, he's just really stepped up in his driving. As we watch right on board with Nova Apollo, who's tight through Sector 1 with his personal best, not quite beating it. Can he improve enough? Got to find 0.4 of a second in order to catch up to Rocky in first place, but Nova Apollo's been putting in some pretty good races recently. Just needs to make sure he keeps them clean as he goes through. That's the challenge here, isn't it? Being fast around here is one thing, but keeping the car pointing in a straight line, as we see there, is quite another. So easy just to have the car kick out, and so that's not going to be an improvement from Nova Apollo. How is Brother Adam doing through the chicane, coming down and into the pits? So Brother Adam dropping off as we have the little qualifying lull now, as most of the drivers are coming in the pits to prepare for their last lap, which we will imagine we'll see them coming out for with around 3 minutes to go or so. You want to try and leave it as late as possible, get the best possible conditions on track. Well, I think you're going to get these safety cars today, NJ Devil, if I'm perfectly honest. It's one of those tracks where drivers go off, we see how easy it is to do. You just hope it's not you that's causing them, and you that's benefiting from them instead. So we watch Raz go up into 8th place, so a good lap there from Raz in the Ferrari, getting himself up into the top 10. Putting himself in a racier position. I'm not going to mention how well I did from 8th in the F4 earlier. I'm just going to try and get you all to go and watch it, because I'm super chuffed with myself after that race. My first podium since the opening weekend when I came 3rd in Australia, and I've just been getting more and more frustrated each weekend as little mistakes have been creeping in. But it's all about keeping it sensible. Well, we're certainly hoping you're not. I'm hoping you're going to have a good race to keep the championship a 3-horse race. I'm imagining that we're going to see it, a storming return to form from NJ Devil in the actual race. As we hop on board, anyone setting a fast lap at the moment? Sharif is coming round as the top 3 are out onto their outlaps now. TGL Stewart also onto his outlap. The other driver's just waiting in the pits. And Sharif got a little bit of traffic ahead, but get it out of the way nicely, so well done to the Williams driver. Don't know which one it was there, but well done to them. Oh, it must have been Cheap Skills. So we watch Sharif come round, and he takes that corner really nicely there, and he's done a really good job. So looking to improve on that lap time from earlier that put him into 5th place. Can we see a good result here for the McLaren team? He's flying the flag from McLaren after Dan J. Dannon was out, and going to start in 16th place. Oh, and he's going to swing into the pits, so we're not going to see an improved lap time from him. Let's have a look then. Who is first? Rocky has just set a new fastest sector in the 1st sector. Hutchie was just further up the track from him, and Dark is just further behind. So this is going to be exciting as the drivers come through onto their set their final laps for qualifying. Through Spoon, really nicely held there, really smoothly done from Rocky as we watch him head up towards 130R. And he's 0.3 up on his time, so we're going to see a storming up here. Is he going to get into the 126s? Depends how well he can take it through the chicane here at the end. And surely no one's going to be able to challenge that. A 126.8, an absolutely immense lap there from Rocky. Hutchie has red flagged his lap. Dark, RT21, can he hold a candle to the lap that Rocky has set? He can't. 127.2, so he goes 2nd. So will Hutchie manage to get onto another lap, or will he decide to not do it and save the tyres? Because he's going to leave himself at a real disadvantage to the other two if he's on a new set of tyres. No, so he's going to come into the pits. We've got Brother Adam still out on a lap. How can he do compared to everyone else? Ah, thanks, game. Thanks, Rigby. Yeah, I was chuffed with that one. You did well too. All of the hard work you've been doing for the Sunday Race League team. And just while we're at that, a big up to Yari and Max, Frisky Biscuit, and all the guys who are involved in getting this race weekend going for us every weekend. They put in so much effort and hard work. Top lads, all of them. So, have we got anyone else on a fast lap? TJW, can he break into the top 10? I think our last driver left to go. We've got Cheap Skills going slowly out on track, so Cheap Skills going to be starting down in 15th place up ahead. And it all comes down to TJW. Can he put in a lap like anything to challenge Rocky? He's going to have to go some to improve from a 128 to a 126.8. That is just outstanding from Rocky, really, isn't it? Watch TJW come past Cheap Skills getting out of the way. Swinging through the chicane. Down over the line. What can he do? How can he improve? Can he get up into the top 10? He can. He goes 8th place, and he's going to start right behind his teammate. So good last lap there from TJW. Excellent racing there from everyone. So wow, what a fantastic qualifying lap session we've just had for you guys. And Oh, so has Sharif not changed those tyres? Oh, that could hurt him. Oh, he's done it on the mediums. Okay, so Sharif splitting the strategy and going on the mediums. That's an impressive lap time from him. Nova Apollo is going to have a 5-position grid penalty as well. Yeah, because of the collision that happened with him, and there's nothing we can do about that. That's a shame. So, we've got a few drivers having difficulties down the bottom, but our top 10 as it stands is going to be Rocky, Dark, Hutchie, Nova Apollo, Sharif, Brother Adam, TGL Stewart, TJW, Raz, and Bellinator. Let us know in the comments who you reckon is going to be our winner this race. Can anyone hold a candle to Rocky and the way he's driving at the moment? Well, we hope to not see you until the very end of the race, then, NJ Devil. We really hope for you guys to stay out. Best of luck to all of the drivers here as we prepare for the start of the SUZUKA Grand Prix. If anyone was listening to the GP2 race yesterday, at this point I was talking about how we need some like pre-recorded messages to get like, so the commentators can have a little break, prepare themselves for the race. We can have some like nice little adverts. So if anyone's got anything to plug, whack it in the live stream. I'll create some little ads for us. We'll whack it in one of the channels. We'll create some little ads for everyone's little side projects. So let's have a look at our top drivers. So Sharif, as we was pointed out there, has got himself on the medium tyres to start the race, which is a bloomin' impressive achievement, lads. So we could see him splitting the strategy here and really going for an interesting. He could be really pacey in the race later on. That means Dark and Rocky are going to have the challenge, and Hutchie are going to have the challenge of escaping early on into this race. Dark, a new driver to the grid in the last few weeks, is the dark horse who's thrown himself into the middle of that championship battle up the front. And NJ Devil has decided to go for the hards, as is Pope J Pope down the back of the grid. Larsh in 11th, also starting on the mediums. Wally's going to try and use a fresh set of soft tyres, I would imagine, to try and really make the most of that. And the drivers behind mostly going for the mediums to run long into the race. So here we are then. The grid is reformed. Everything's ready. We watch. I can't see the lights from this angle. There we go. I can see the lights from this angle. We watch as the lights go out. We're off. Rocky gets a good start, and it looks like Hutchie is going to get a good start on Dark as well, and he's going to have a look around the outside, and Dark tries to keep the inside line. Hutchie is forced to the outside, but now he's going to have the run, but Hutchie keeps the position and gets his shoulders out well there, making the car as wide as he can through that corner. TGL Stewart manages to make a good start, and Sharif has dropped back on the medium tyres. So the soft tyres working well for the drivers to getting off the line, which is going to be his challenge. Nova Apollo is moving past TJW's just got past Nova Apollo there. Not sure which was which, but drivers having a good battle through those corners. Gomez Yanta up, making up a couple of places at the back. Wally is now up into 11th place past Bellinator as he drops out of the top 10, so not a good start from Bellinator. Up front we've got a bit of a gap opening up. Nova Apollo is having a look on TJW, so TJW and Nova Apollo side by side, and we're going to Nova Apollo is then up on the grass out on the side there, and good driving from both of them not to end up hitting each other. We watch Nova Apollo get a bit of oversteer as he runs through the corner, and that's not going to help him as he runs down onto the onto this long straight up towards 130R. And we saw a couple of really nice overtakes through 130R earlier in the race, as TJW now right behind Sharif, and he's going to have the tyre advantage on the McLaren driver early on. Let's have a look. I'm imagining that's a mistake. Yeah, it's a mistake from the system. As we watch Hutchie in behind Rocky, still out in the lead with Dark right behind him. So all of those slight errors on the system. They're starting to pull a little bit of a gap away from TGL Stewart, as you can see, and that battle between between Hutchie and Dark is just holding them up a little bit. So we're going to wait for all the timings to correct themselves before I can really give you any information other than just guesswork of what we can see on the screen. So up ahead, Hutchie tracking right in behind Dark, and now it looks like everything's corrected itself, and this is all going to play into Rocky's hands as he tries to make a breakaway. You've got to try and get that second gap open as early as you can to break away from the drivers behind, and that's going to make Hutchie wary of making a move as well, because if you make a move, you're obviously slowing both you and the other driver down. But they've broken a second away from TGL Stewart, who is I think I've got my Brother Adam is nowhere near 1.6 seconds behind TGL Stewart from that angle. So that's not updated as Rocky sets a new fastest lap for the race on a 1:31, and we watch Brother Adam move to the inside of TGL Stewart, and he's not got the DRS yet. If he had, you would have thought he would have got that move done. Clearly having the superior pace off that turn, and Sharif is just managing to stay behind Brother Adam and TJW behind as we watch the drivers swoop through the spoons. Beautifully done here. And now Rocky has opened up that gap, absolutely throwing it through those corners. Fantastic driving from the Ferrari driver as we watch his teammate Raz, I think, has just managed to get past Nova Apollo up into 8th place. So good hustle from the Red Bull Ferrari team at the moment as we watch him have a look down the inside of TJW, but just trying to keep the place, and runs it out onto the edge of the track there to help himself stay in front of Nova Apollo in the Renault behind. Good driving from the two drivers not to take each other out, and Raz then runs a little bit wide, and that's going to allow Nova Apollo through on the inside of him. Nova Apollo then runs wide out onto the grass, and that's going to let Raz through the inside of him. So a litany of errors from the drivers, but it's not going to hold them up too much because they're all still stuck in behind TGL Stewart here. And that means Brother Adam has dropped back behind Sharif, so Sharif has managed to get past Brother Adam somewhere in all of that. Some excellent close racing as we watch Brother Adam have a look to the inside, and Sharif gets the TGL done on the inside there. Sorry, Sharif will look to the inside, and that's a great move from Sharif on the medium tyres, and he's going to want to try and run them long into the race. So getting past into the clear air is going to be good for him because it's going to allow him to really preserve those tyres, and already opened up a gap of a second to TGL Stewart. So the Red Bull tyres starting to go off already now, and you wouldn't think they're going to get past lap 7 or 8 at this rate if they're starting to drop away at that pace. Dark now almost within a second of Rocky, but not quite. Hutchie in behind him is currently 0.7 of a second behind. Someone spun. TGL Stewart has spun. TGL Stewart has spun, and he's back right to the back of the grid. Wally gets past through past him, and that is a nightmare for him. So unlucky for the Racing Point driver, and his teammate still right down the back of the grid, not managing to make the soft tyres work back there. Must have had a mistake. TJW had a mistake as well. NJ Devil's not had a good return to form either, so we're really hoping he's going to be able to do something later on into this race. Let's watch Hutchie with the DRS open on the back of Dark. RT21 now. Not going to be close enough to have a go as we watch them swoop around. As I was saying yesterday, you get a really good idea of the undulation of the track as you run through that corner. J. Pope has managed to get past TGL Stewart though, and he's managed to get that move done through there on the hard tyres. So good move from him as TGL Stewart drops down the grid. And Sharif putting himself into a good position for the race here, pounding in good laps, and he's going to want to try and hold on to that 5 second gap. It will be back to up to Rocky at the lead. Brother Adam has dropped off quite considerably behind him, and Raz is now right behind him. And he's going to try and close the gap as we run through this wonderful bending section, and then cutting back. Run a little bit wide there, but as long as you don't get back on the power until you come back on the track, it is relatively forgiven, the caution bit there. But he's not close enough to have a go into Brother Adam down there. And it's one of the things with this track is it's so difficult with the constant turning, the constant bends, that just getting past someone is a real challenge, and getting up into a good position is a real tricky challenge. And that means I think it's going to fall down to who's going to make an error somewhere around the track as we watch the battle for second place. And this is opening up a gap here of around about 2 seconds. Villas has gone past Cheap Skills down the track in 13th place, so a good move from Villas into 13th. And I praised Villas a couple of weeks ago for being super consistent, and then he's had a couple of bad results. So I'd like to apologise directly to him now. I apologise to any driver who I say does well and then immediately crashes. As we watch Hutchie really in the closest battle on the track. Let's have a little look in this lull at the penalties that are out there. So NJ Devil got a 5-second penalty when he came into the pits, and he's right back behind TJW, so he's going to have to, if he stops again. We've got TGL Stewart and Danjay Dannon with a 3-second time penalty as Dark comes into the pits. Dark is going to pit on lap 7, and you would think that's relatively early. What's he going to pit onto? And will Hutchie follow him in? So he's going to swing in onto the hard tyres. So looking to try and undercut Hutchie, and it's all going to be about where he comes out onto track now. And we watch Bellinator coming through, TGL Stewart coming through. There's Villas, who's going to come through as well. So Dark has got going to have some work to do to get past these drivers who are not going to be pitting for a little while, because as we can see, let's hit the old tyres up. As we can see, Villas on the medium tyres, so he might not be pitting for a while. And that's all going to be then, what's Hutchie going to do? And can he? How are his tyres doing? Yeah, yeah, it's risky, isn't it, Scotty? I couldn't agree more. I think it's a risky choice, but maybe he's just trying to. Maybe he's got a plan. Who knows? We'll see how he does with that. As we watch Hutchie come round here, you know, I'd be amazed if Hutchie pits. I think he can probably still get another couple of laps out of these, and hope that Dark gets held up. What's he going to do? We see him not swing into the pit, so Hutchie's going to stay out. And Rocky is still building that gap, so it doesn't even look like with clear air in front of him, Hutchie can close the gap to the drivers ahead. Larsh comes through. Oh, we've got a couple of drivers dropping into the pits. So Nova Apollo into the pits. Raz also into the pits. And Nova Apollo's going to go out into the medium. So he's going to do another pit stop, we would think, with that as a strategy. And that promotes Dark up into 8th place. But 23 seconds off the leaders. Just wonder if he's made an error in judgment there, as we watch Raz come out of the pits right into the path of Gomez Yanta, and now he's got Danjay Danon right behind him. It's just not ideal, not where you want to be pitting. It would be great if the game could give you some insight into that. Oh, and he's going to do well to go around the outside there, and using the tyre advantage he has, knowing he needs to get the move done, Raz makes his way past Gomez Yanta, so a good bit of driving there. Nice and aggressive driving from the Ferrari driver to ensure that he doesn't miss out on a good result. We've got Dark now. He's going to be wanting to try and close up to the back of Pope J. Pope, who is still yet to pit. So still got a few drivers out there on the soft tyres still. Some people have come into the hard, some people have come in for the mediums, which you would think definitely going to be a choice for softs towards the end. Dark came out behind Villas, so played into Hutchie's strategy. Yeah, absolutely. I think, well, you would think Hutchie comes into the pits now. So now Hutchie is in onto the hard tyres, and he's going to come back out. Dark has set a new fastest lap though, and where is he going to come out in relation? Dark comes through, and he's made the undercut work, and he's got past, and that means he's going to be behind Villas. Hutchie, and he gets a 3-second time penalty as he runs wide, trying to get back onto the power with the cold tyres, and it's been a... So, well, I mean, we've been sitting here questioning it. Could it have been a masterstroke there from Dark to Villas, for Villas to help out there? So the fact that he managed to get past has really helped him out. That means Rocky's still out front. I've got a 5-second gap to Sharif, who is going to be a while before he pits. Brother Adam, who started in 5th, is the last driver now left on the medium tyres, on the hard tyres, sorry. Him and Wally, who, I bet they started outside the top 10, didn't he, Wally? So that would have been a fresh set of red wall tyres. Let's have a look for some gaps. Got Pope J. Pope right in behind his teammate. And Rocky comes into the pits. So Rocky into the pits. And where will he come out in comparison to Hutchie and Dark here? So has Dark managed to use his undercut to catch up to Rocky? As we watch the Ferrari driver still coming down the pit straight. And there he comes past out of the pit straight, just in front of Dark, but Dark has managed to close up the gap there, so he's going to have slightly older tyres. It's going to challenge him towards the end of the race, but he's managed to close the gap up to Rocky and make that undercut strategy work. So good driving, really aggressive, powerful driving there from Dark. Really impressed at him. Who have we got now? So that means Sharif now takes over the lead of this race. He's got an 11-second gap back to Larsh and Wally. But obviously that will all change when the drivers come in and pit. As Danjay Danon retires from the session. And Dark's challenge now is to stay within 1 second for as long as he can into this race. And Hutchie's going to have to hope that the drivers ahead of him make mistakes. Villas, right on the back of this train, will want to try and use it to his advantage as well and stay within the 1 second and stay out there for a little bit. As we hop on board, Raz gets past Brother Adam, and I would have thought Brother Adam must have made a mistake in order for Raz to get past that early into the straight. And Wally swings into the pits. J. Pope stays out on the hard tyres. So Raz having a battle with Brother Adam through there nicely, and just giving us the worst camera angles to watch from. A good move from Raz up into 8th place. Further back, we've got TGL Stewart has gone past as Wallace comes out of the pits. So here we are then, lap 11. Sharif out in the lead, got a 12-second penalty, but still yet to pit. As is Larsh behind him. Sorry, not 12-second penalty, a 12-second advantage over Larsh behind him. Who has also got a, who is also yet to pit. And J. Pope will be hoping to run the longest out of these guys. But he's got Rocky coming right up behind him now. And Larsh and Dark behind Rocky will be hoping that Rocky gets held up a bit behind the Haas driver. Because he's got Hutchie right on his tail as well. So real challenge for our championship leaders here. Looks like NJ Devil's going to lose ground on the battle for first this weekend. We watch Rocky make a move on J. Pope, using the DRS to his advantage, swooping past and getting the move done. Good work from him. And Hutchie is past Dark. Hutchie's managed to get past Dark behind him for what will be second place in this race. So good move from Hutchie. Excellent driving from him. And Nova Apollo now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So Hutchie's now going to try and... He knew he had to get that move done because of the penalty he's already got. He's going to have to try and open a 3-second gap now to Dark ahead of him. But now he's got J. Pope on the old hard tyres to deal with ahead of him. And Hutchie's tyres so much fresher, so much newer, going to be so much grippier, so much faster as they run down the hill and up towards Spoon Curve. Hutchie really close in behind J. Pope. And J. Devil has retired from the session, which we never like to see, but confirms what we suspected. He's going to lose ground in the championship this weekend. As we watch Hutchie now really close in behind J. Pope. Can he use the DRS advantage? Swing into the inside. And this is going to help him out against Dark. As Dark is going to get held up by J. Pope on his older tyres. Welcome back, NJ. You know what? We missed you being here. So there's a silver lining to every cloud in your dropping out from the race. As we watch Dark right on the back of J. Pope now, trying to close up that gap. Larsh is pitted onto the hard tyre, so he's going to run the hard tyre to the end of the race from 11th place and see what he can do with that. He's got some drivers ahead of him who are clearly on two-stop strategy, so you would think he's going to make some good moves, Larsh, into the race. As we watch, we got Villas having a look at the back of Dark, and not a place where you can throw it up the inside there, so he got out of it, and very sensibly too. As we watch Dark trying to get the run up the hill on J. Pope, and he's going to get the move done into 130R, really nicely done. And J. Pope's going to try and swing it back, Gets on the outside, but that gives Dark the inside line into that corner, and you can just muscle the other driver off give them nowhere to go. So good driving from Dark to get the move done. He's going to need to try and stay within 3 seconds of Hutchie, but that has cost him time, and he's now on 2 lap older hard tyres. So you would think the gap's only going to increase as we run into the race. Raz comes past, Villas comes into the pits from 9th place. So Villas is going to come in onto a set of hard tyres, and he's going to run to the end as well. Where's he going to come out in comparison to who else on that strategy? Larsh is on that strategy. Larsh is through. Villas is going to drop out of the pits into 13th place, but with much fresher tyres than the likes of TGL Stewart ahead. We've got Bellinator and Nova Apollo on this strategy, very close to each. Nova Apollo is very close to the back of Brother Adam, because he's going to have to pit again, you would think. So going to have to make this strategy work and get the move done. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Not sure what that's in aid of. We've got a couple of drivers close together there. TGL Stewart and Wally. So maybe something happened between those guys. Can't see. Oh, as we watch, we just hop on board just as TGL Stewart runs slightly into the back of Wally, and lucky not to get away with not having any damage to the front wing there. Let's hop back to our other battle of Brother Adam and Nova Apollo. We watch Nova Apollo running it up the inside, past Brother Adam, and into the lead. So good move from Nova Apollo, swinging up into 7th place there. And he's going to have to really work hard now to try and build a bigger gap as he can on the drivers behind him. So Pope J. Pope still yet to stop on his hard tyres, and I'm guessing he's going to try and go towards the end and get onto the softs. In maybe 3 or 4 laps time he's going to want to hop onto the softs, so it's all going to be a matter of where he's going to feed back out. Let's do the... hang on a second, sorry, Gap's the leader. Pope J. Pope, another... They're going to come back out. It's going to come out somewhere around Larsh or Wally, so could be able to play the blinder here, Pope J. Pope, if we can keep these tyres in the operating window for as long as possible. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2, and it looks like one of the drivers going slowly. Larsh has spun. That would be what it was. So Larsh has dropped back out. Because he was running around in 11th place there, Larsh, and now he's back behind the TGL Villas battle that is raging here on track. And Villas trying to find a way past, not managing to do it as of yet. Where else have we got butt fights on the track? Sharif still pounding in a really good effort on these medium tyres. I mean, he's done fantastically well, and he will come out certainly in the top 5 or 6 places, you would think, by the end of the thing. He's going to be able to get onto the hard soft tyres, so he's going to set himself up into a good position to get some good points this weekend. Don't know if it's going to be enough to challenge our top 3. I've been sort of in a league above really today. Villas has managed to get past TGL Stewart down the start-finish straight, so using the DRS to his advantage, getting himself up into 11th place, and now he's got just over a second to find on Wally ahead of him to get that last point for the race. Let's have a look at our fastest lap. Dark still holding the fastest lap of 1:30.9, which is super impressive time to set in race. Where else we got battles, guys? Looks like Villas is on a right charge on his new medium tyres, as he's one of the quickest guys on track at the moment, closing up to the back of Wally, and really nicely held through there. That's a beautiful example of how to do it, as we watch him run up the inside and getting the better run than Wally up there fantastic driving there from the Mercedes driver to get himself up into the points again. Very rarely see him finish outside the points. Super consistent driver. So really well done from him. Dark now was within half a second of Hutchie, so Hutchie's not been able to pull out this gap. And Rocky has now got a 3-second gap as we watch Dark having a look to the inside of Hutchie. Has Hutchie got a bit of damage or something? Doesn't look like it. Just looks like he's just not quite as quick. Just not quite as quick as the Alfa Romeo behind him. And this gap that Sharif has had has really dropped down quite a lot in the last few laps. So that's suggesting those yellow wall tyres are starting to go off on him. Oh, has he got a puncture? Has he got a puncture? Look like yeah, he's got a puncture, look. So Sharif has got a puncture, and he's really run those yellow wall tyres as far as he could onto the mediums. And I thought that gap all of a sudden had dropped 10 seconds. Oh, that's a nightmare for him. He'd done so well to really work it out. So where's he going to feed back out now? He's coming out in 4th place still, as Nova Apollo is coming onto the start-finish line. And so he's going to come out into 5th. So fantastic work from Sharif. And he's gone onto the hard tyres. That's interesting, because I think you can run the softs to the end. Pope J. Pope's going for it. I think those softs run. I don't understand why he's done that. Why have you done that, Sharif? You should have gone on to the softs. Clearly, must not be a fan of the soft tyre. We'll have to have an investigation into this. Unless he'd used up all his softs in the race. At which point, why didn't he switch onto the hards much earlier? So, because he would have come out well ahead of Nova Apollo. That was a 10-second gap. He would have only been 3 seconds behind the leaders. Ah, that must be gutting for him. So we've got Dark in behind Hutchie, but he knows he doesn't really need to challenge it all too much. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and he's got a 5-second penalty as well, so gutting for Sharif. But madness not to choose the soft tyres. He could have been so much racier, so much quicker than Nova Apollo, who's going to have something left on these medium tyres, but they're surely going to be going by the end of this race. As we watch him swoop to the inside, good move from Sharif there, up into 4th place. But now with a mammoth task of improving upon that 4th place and challenging our top 3 drivers for the day, who have just been brilliant. Really, really impressive from these guys. So is this Dark RT21's first race in the championship? Looking back, I think it is, isn't it? Is he a new driver for this weekend? So really impressive effort from him anyway, to be up challenging the top 2. Sharif then got too much of a gap to really close up anything at the end of this race. Let's hop down. Where have we got a battle? Come on. Gomez Yanta. Let's watch you have a go at Cheap Skills. The fight for 14th is still a fight, ladies and gentlemen. We can still get excited about it. Oh, as he drops a second gap there. Well, I don't think we can complain that we haven't had some good action to watch this race. Drivers have kept it super clean, super tidy. It's been really good standard of driving here. I have to say the standard across all of the Sunday Race League. is super impressive. So really enjoying my first season with the team. As we watch Gomez Yanta and Cheap Skills come through the chicane. And Gomez Yanta, much older tyres than Cheap Skills, but he's got the DRS. Can he make a move? Is he going to be close enough? Come on. Let's get it done. Pope J. Pope up in 7th place. Still got a big old gap, so he's not going to be able to get much done on those soft tyres, but he could have a go at setting a fastest lap. Bellinator has come into the pits, and he sets a fastest first sector of all. Obviously, he won't get the point unless he finishes in the top 10, which is difficult. And we watched Bellinator swinging around last year, and does it easily with the super soft soft tyres compared to the 6-lap-old hards. Impressive overtake there. As we watch Sharif now set a new fastest lap for the race, and he will certainly be able to do that. Brother Adam, Nova Apollo has come into the pits. Nova Apollo has come into the pits on sort of soft tyres, and he was trying to make those mediums last as long as he could, but we've seen what happens if you run those mediums too long. That promotes Villas. Pope J. Pope up into 6th and 7th. So this is going to be good for Pope J. Pope. He's managed to make the long strategy work there. Bellinator sets a new fastest lap for the race in 11th. So he's going to have to try and haul in the gap to Nova Apollo. He's going to have a challenge there because they're both on the soft tyres. But really making the strategy work for himself there, Pope J. Pope. And he's going to score good points against Bellinator, his rival in the championship. Dark is still just outside of a second from Hutchie in first place, and those guys have dropped 3.5 seconds now to Rocky, our race leader, and that's a nice comfortable gap. Rocky can hold it there. He doesn't need to push anymore, you know. If the gap comes down, he can unleash a bit of power, and he'll get there. Nova Apollo moves to within a second of Raz now. Raz on the medium tyres and Nova Apollo on the softs. And Raz just 1.2 seconds behind Wally in 8th place. So now we're going to see how well these drivers who have gone for the 2 stops can make it come back for them. But you would think, make the choice earlier, run onto the better tyres for as long as you can, you know, with the 2 stop there. Get onto the softs as early as you dare, really. And obviously we don't know what kind of strategies these guys are using, how much tyre wear they're recording. As we watch Raz just getting a little bit out of shape, but Wally has also got out of shape ahead of him, and he's going to come past, and he gets the move done there. And Dark has gone past Hutchie. Dark has gone past Hutchie, who I think has spun. And Hutchie has made a mistake, a calamitous error somewhere along the line there, and he's spun, and he's going to drop down to 3rd place for sure. We've got Brother Adam taking a little road trip out there. You're in a Mercedes Formula 1 car, not one of their big 4x4s, mate. Means Pope J. Pope is now right behind Brother Adam on a set of soft tyres, so this could really play into his hands. TGL Stewart gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's get those up for the end of the race as we watch these final battles unfold on track. We've got 5 laps left, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for everyone to start thinking about who they think has been their driver of the day. I'll ask you to whack it in the chat over the last few laps. Have a look at the merits of each driver. Who's impressed you the most over the course of the weekend? Pope J. Pope now closing up the gap to Brother Adam, and 5th place. That'll be a real coup for him. And we can have a look. Villas has made it up 11 places, making his strategy work as well. Pope J Pope making it up 7 places, so that both the drivers there doing a really good job on the making it from outside of the top 10. And yeah, I totally agree. Villas to have come from the very back of the grid to be there is super impressive. Up ahead of him, Pope J Pope now right behind Brother Adam as he has a look down into 130R, but he's not quite close enough this time. Can he use the tire advantage through the chicane to get a better run down onto the start finish? Watch Pope J Pope really making this strategy work, getting the DRS open, trying to make his move on Brother Adam ahead, who had a spin and made an error, and has caused himself to have a far more stressful last few laps of this Japanese Grand Prix. NJ Devil says Villas coming from the back is a great drive, but has to be Rocky. The gaming lad Rigby agrees, saying Rocky has been dominant. 4 in a row for Rocky. He certainly looked like he's the quickest driver out there at this moment in time, because you just don't know what will happen. In the words of Anakin Skywalker, this is pod racing. As we watch Pope J Pope here, can he make the move on this time? And Sharif has managed to close in the gap to Hutchie. So Sharif is now not quite within DRS. He's not got DRS that time, but he's close enough to behind Hutchie to have it on the next lap. As we watch Pope J Pope super close to the back, and he seems to have the pace up the straight, but not being able to keep it in behind. As Bellinator makes his way up into 10th place on Wally. So Wally made a mistake there. As we watch Pope J Pope making the move there on Brother Adam. So good move from Pope J Pope. Excellent driving from him to get up into 5th place. So really making that strategy work. And now he's going to try and he's going to use that pace advantage to open up a gap, he hopes, to Brother Adam behind him. Villas in 7th, as we've already said. Really outstanding drive from him to get himself back up the grid. Nova Apollo now going to try and use the tyre advantage that he's got, though, to try and haul that gap in. But he's got to try and work out a 3-second gap in penalties. Bellinator's got 6 seconds to contend with as well. So he's not going to hold on to that 10th place for now. Solid drive from Pope J Pope, says Scotty Fennell. Great strat choice. Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's played an absolute blinder, as they say. TGL Stewart comes past Cheap Skills, who's had a mistake at the back there. Gomez Yanta gets his first 3-second penalty of the day in 14th. Sharif now, right in behind Hutchie. On-track battle for 3rd place, but obviously there's penalties to be served. Hutchie's got 3, but Sharif has got 5, and Sharif has a look to the inside. That's a sneaky place to have a little look. And how's he going to do? There have been terrible camera shots, and we see him. He's gone round the outside of Hutchie. Brilliant move there from Sharif, and we all got a nice shot of a leaf as he swings it around the outside. That is super, super brave from the McLaren driver up into 3rd place. An excellent drive from Sharif, who could definitely be another shout for our driver of the day. He's now got to try and open up a 2-second gap, so it's going to be all about how much energy he saved, how much fuel he's got left to really burn on the last lap as we watch Rocky cross over onto that final lap. So Rocky, our leader, with a 7-second gap back to Dark RT21 in second place. Sharif now into third after a blinding effort with that performance. Yeah, absolutely. We didn't have we haven't had a safety car. Had a couple of virtual safety cars in the earlier race, but no safety car today. So no one's been able to use that as part of the strategy, and that, as you're right, as you say, Scotty, leaves us with a great open bit of racing for everyone to enjoy. And we have had some cracking racing here over the course of the weekend. We've got Nova Apollo really close in behind Villas, and not going to be close enough to have a go, not really anywhere to have a go, apart from the last into 130R at the end of this race, or through the hairpin maybe, if we can get the move done. We haven't seen too many moves done there today. TJW's up past Larsh. Would have been a good, nice DRS move there. We watch Rocky then as he pounds through 130R. He gets a 3-second time penalty, but it matters not. His performance this weekend has been utterly dominant. Hutchie has got a 3-second time penalty, which means that he will lose third place. And opening the gap up to Hutchie in the tournament, in the Drivers' Championship, Rocky, wow, what a weekend it has been for the Ferrari driver. Dark RT21 comes over the line in second place, putting in a good performance for his first weekend with us here. Sharif, excellently earned third place, and you think it could have all been different had he not had that puncture on the medium tyres. Hutchie will get fourth. Pope J. Pope, using the hard tyre at the start of the race to run long, has played an absolute blinder of a strategy choice there as he comes over the line in fifth place. Brother Adam in sixth, Villas seventh, Nova in eighth place, not managing to make the fresher tyres work for himself. Bellinator is going to get, Raz is going to get 9th place, Bellinator is going to get 10th. And he's going to get demoted because of the penalties to 11th place, with Wally getting 10th now. TJW will come across the line in 12th place, Larsh in 13th, Gomez Yanta will finish 14th, and TGL Stewart will come over the line in 15th place eventually when he does, because with all those penalties to serve. That's going to be quite incredible. Villas, happy with that. I think it absolutely should be Villas, mate. You've done an absolutely cracking job there. Yeah, Rocky with a standout performance, done really, really super well. But because I love a good strategy drive, and because I love the way he managed to make the tyres last. Villas getting the driver of the day from the game, but as always I'm going to disagree with the game, and I'm going to give mine to Pope J. Pope for that excellent drive from him, using the hard tyres, which no one else did, and it really came together for him in fifth place. So here are our official results from the weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had an absolute cracker here. Don't miss out on the F1 racing at 7 PM tonight, which is going to be another stonking bit of driving from everyone. Bellinator will not get the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race, look, so be kicking himself for those two 3-second time penalties. But we've had an absolutely fantastic time. Please do join us again next weekend. Where are we next weekend? As we head to Mexico, so we go to the Mexico Grand Prix, another one of those love-hate relationship Grand Prix. But thank you so much for joining us. We've had a great time, and see you all next time.